If you're over 50 and exhausted by the idea of marketing, this video will give you a simple one-page plan that helps your art sell without taking over your life. Do a simple marketing plan for tired humans. One main place online, one offline route, and one clear call to action and a weekly rhythm, all built to support your 1,000 a month. Before we go further, grab a piece of paper and write at the top, simple marketing plan that fits my life. Underneath, make 4 little headings. My main income lanes, online, offline, call to action. We're going to fill these in together. Let's define my main income lane. It's important to remember that your marketing should not float in space. It should support your specific ways your art pays you. For most artists I work with, income comes from 3 main paths: selling originals and prints, teaching classes or workshops, commissions, and bespoke work. You don't need to do all 3. For your first 1,000 a month, I want you to choose one main income lane and one supporting lane, if it feels right. For example, if you love being in the studio and having time alone, your main lane might be originals and prints, with occasional commissions. But if you light up when you explain things, your main lane might be teaching, with some originals to sell at your classes. If you love collaborating with people and creating special pieces just for them, commissions might be your main work lane, supported by a few originals. Now, on your paper under My Main Income Lanes, write what you have chosen for your main income lane. For example, originals and prints, and your supporting income lane. For example, put in there teaching commissions or none yet, whatever feels right to you. Take your time to consider if you need to, but I can pretty much guarantee that you'll instantly know in your gut which lanes feel more comfortable and natural for you. Why do we define income lanes? Because now your brain knows what your marketing is for. It is not be visible everywhere. It is help those 1 or 2 income lanes work. And this gives you a focus and a clarity and stops you wasting your time and energy unnecessarily. Now we've defined our income lanes, the next decision is to decide which main place online where you'll consistently show your work and talk about your work. As I mentioned earlier, trying to be everywhere is one of the fastest ways to burn out, especially if your energy is up and down. So we can get some real clarity about where you are best showing up for your work, ask yourself, where do I already feel least awkward sharing things? Where are the people who might buy from me or learn from me? What could I realistically stick with for the next 6 to 12 months? These questions will help you clarify what will work best for you. Some examples though, if you'd like some guidance. If your main lane is teaching, you might choose YouTube or a simple email list plus one social platform because you're already explaining and demonstrating. If your main lane is originals and prints, you might choose Instagram plus a simple website page as your main home. If your main lane is commissions, you might choose Instagram or Facebook, plus a very clear work with me with examples page on the web. So what feels most natural to you? Pick one main online home combination. Remember, it's allowed to be imperfect and you can always change at a later date. But for now, pick something. So back to our one page. Under online, write, my main place online combination is, and put whatever it is that you've chosen. Think about it. How do you feel? You've just taken marketing from I should post everywhere to I'm going to build one clear online home that supports my income lanes. That should give you a real sense of satisfaction because now we're starting to get some real clarity around what we need to be doing to market our work. Now, online is powerful. We know that. But for many artists over 50, the best collectors and students show up when they can see the work in person. Your next decision is, what is the main way we will connect with people offline? To help you define this, I want you to think about, where could my art and my ideal buyers naturally cross paths? What type of space feels least draining for me? And would I rather invite people to my space or bring my work to theirs? You should have some thoughts about what feels natural to you, but here's some examples to help you along. If your main lane is originals and prints, a local cafe, clinic, or shop where you can hang a tiny rotating collection, or occasional open studio days at home. If your main lane is teaching, then a community hall or shared studio where you can run regular small classes, a local group or course where you can offer taster sessions. If your main lane is commissions, bringing a portfolio book or tablet with images to in-person events, or a small display in a space where your ideal clients already are. You don't need to commit to every possibility. This means you have unfocused actions that dissipate your energies and are ineffective. So right now, choose one offline route that feels possible in the next 3 to 6 months. Then, once you have decided, go back to our one-page plan and write under offline, my main offline route is, okay, now we're really getting some clarity here. Instead of vaguely thinking, I should get out there more, you know exactly what out there means for your business. Now we come to the crucial step that so many just don't do. And it's crazy because marketing only really starts working when people know what to do if they like what they see. This is where your call to action comes in. One simple invitation that you can repeat in many places. Your call to action tells people what to do next in order to get your offer or your products. To begin with, your call to action should match your main income lane. Remember, this is the first thing we defined in our one-page plan. Have a look to remind yourself what you wrote. If your main lane is originals and prints, your primary call to action might be, if you would like first dibs on new work, join my studio list here. Or, if you would like to see what is currently available, visit this page. Can you see what we're doing? We're telling our audience exactly where to go and what to do to get your offer, to get your products, to buy your art. If your main lane is teaching, your call to action might be, if you would like to hear about upcoming classes and workshops, join the workshop list here. If your main lane is commissions, your call to action might be, if you're interested in a commission in my style, you can see details and inquire here. Now, in order to ensure your call to action is going to actually work, you need to ensure that you've asked yourself, is my call to action genuinely useful for people who like my work? And also, just as importantly, do I have the basics in place to support my call to action, like a simple email list or a page available or a clear inquiry form? Let's go to our call to action heading on our one-page plan and write your one-sentence call to action you could say at the end of almost any post, conversation, or video. Don't forget, a call to action is a crucial step because now your marketing has a direction. Instead of throwing content out there into the void, you are gently pointing people towards the next step that supports your income lanes. You have defined your simple one-page marketing plan. That is great work. But importantly, a marketing plan will only work if it fits into your actual week. This is where your idea for a minimum working week is useful. It's a small, realistic step of actions you can usually manage even when life is busy and your energy dips. Your simple marketing plan, I want you to design a once a week and a once a month rhythm you could keep up indefinitely for when life is busy. Now, that doesn't mean that on less busy weeks, when you have more time and you want to do more, that you can't. No, go for it. But I want you to define what you'll do on those weeks when you don't have a lot of time, because being consistent with your marketing efforts is crucial. I've got some examples here where I have defined a weekly online and a monthly offline rhythm. But take your time and think about which ones could adapt to your situation. If your main lane is originals and prints, then perhaps once a week, share one piece, work in progress, or a studio story in your main online place with your call to action. And then once a month, refresh or review your offline display or host a tiny viewing afternoon at home or in your studio. If your main lane is teaching, once a week, perhaps you can share a short, helpful tip, tiny demo, or student story online, with a reminder about your workshop list and the fact that they need to join it. Once a month, run or promote a small taster session or workshop. If your main lane is commissions, once a week, share an in-progress or finished commission, with permission of course, explaining the story behind it with a clear link to your commissions info. Once a month, directly invite commission inquiries for a limited number of spots. I'm tongue-tied today. Now, alongside what we've done already, I want us to set some boundaries and I want us to stick to them. This is important as boundaries stop us from taking on too much and exhausting ourselves. Remember, we're defining a marketing plan we can sustain indefinitely. So, decide how long you'll be on your main platform when you post. Decide who you want to learn from and who you need to mute to protect your nervous system. When you feel yourself spiraling into comparison, step away and go back to your core tasks, making, finishing, and serving the people you've already said yes. On your paper, write a simple version of your rhythm, defining your once a week actions and your once a month action. For example, every week I will for my online action, and then every month I will for your offline action. The huge payoff for defining a marketing rhythm is your marketing shifts from I should do more to here is exactly what I do each week and month in supporting my 1000 plan. Can you see what we're doing here? We're putting out what our offer is, and then we're telling our audience what they need to do to get that offer in a very simple and easy way. Now we get to the fun part. I want you to treat your one-page marketing plan as a 30-day experiment, not a permanent contract. Why? Because we need to change and adapt it as we discover what works and what doesn't, what we feel most comfortable with, and what feels like too much of a stretch. Here is the way to structure it. Week 1, decide and set up. Confirm your main income lanes. Choose your main online home and offline route, and write your call to action. Make sure the basics are ready to support your call to action, like a simple email list or an interest form, a page showing available work or commission teaching details. Then in week 2, we're going to start our marketing rhythm. We're going to do our weekly online action once. Do one small offline action as well, like show your work or talk about your offer in a real space. I want you to notice how it feels and what, if anything, comes back. Week 3, repeat and refine. Repeat the same rhythm, one online action, one small offline collection, or save the offline action for your week 1 only. Depends how you feel about the bandwidth. Tweak your wording if your call to action feels awkward. And pay attention to any comments, questions, or tiny opportunities and adapt accordingly. Week 4, mini show and review. Do a small show and tell for your people. An email, a post that brings a few pieces together, or a tiny in-person viewing. At the end of the month, ask yourself, which actions felt sustainable? Where did interest or movement actually come from? And what do I want to keep and what do I want to gently let go? If 30 days feels too fast, stretch this experiment over 60. The point is to move from thinking about marketing to doing a small, kind version of that, which supports your income, not drains it. And here's the simple one-page marketing plan I would define if I was starting again at 50, tired or trying to do everything and wanting my art income to grow. I would choose main income lanes, originals and prints as my main, and teaching as my supporting main. I'd define my online home as YouTube. That'd be my one platform, plus Instagram and email if I wanted. On my offline route, I'd have a cozy open studio a few times a year and a small local display. My call to action would be if you would like first dibs on new work and workshops, join my studio list here. My weekly rhythm would be one honest, helpful piece of content in my main online place every week, and one small real-world moment with my art every month. A mini show and tell of new work or offers every couple of months. Crucially, I'd ignore trends that don't fit my energy, and I'd let this pattern run for at least 3 months before judging it. You might make different choices, but the structure is the same. Income lanes first, then marketing that supports them. If this helped you see marketing as something that can be small, kind, and focused instead of a noisy full-time job, I'd love to know your starting point. Tell me in the comments how old you are and what are your main income lanes right now, and what is one online and one offline action you're willing to commit to for the next month. If you want to connect this simple marketing plan back to your income, watch my video on deciding your first $1,000 a month from your art, and the videos on selling originals and prints, teaching, and commissions. Together, we'll help you build a calm, joined-up income picture. If you'd like my full 7-step plan for artistic success in one place with prompts and checklists designed specifically for artists over 50, there's a free resource waiting for you. The link is in the description. This video supports step 4, how I'll be seen and heard inside that plan. And if you're ready for more personalized support to build a calm, sustainable art business in midlife, you can find the link for my one-to-one coaching in the description below. Like the video if it's helped you, subscribe if you're an artist over 50 building your art business, and I'll see you in the next one. My goodness me, so tongue-tied. Helpful tint, tint. We could do that as well. We're artists. Share a helpful tint.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never